Shemai everyone, how are you all? Well, I'm on a bit of a roll at the moment. To today I've decided I'd do a process video for the Hip Kit Club. They've got a sketch on for this week, so that's what I'm going to use here. I just showed a picture there. I'm going to use the December kit. The December kit is fantastic, full of lots of exclusive papers and embellishments. So I'm just looking through now to see which which papers will go best with the picture I've chosen. I've chosen a picture of my niece on Christmas morning, opening the Welsh doll that my mum knitted for her. As you can see, the papers are absolutely beautiful. The colours are all lovely and they all go together so well. The hip kit is a fantastic kit. So here they are. There are lots of exclusive embellishments, puffy stickers, wooden embellishments there that I'm showing. Lots of ephemera to use. The puffy stickers are lovely. I've done one layout already using this kit and I've barely made a dent in it. Here's the chipboard pieces. They also had quite a couple of alphabets and different words, again exclusive to Hip Kit. I think it'll be keeping me going for quite a bit. So I also downloaded, they've had free subscriber cut files which I've cut to use. I had the main kit, the embellishment kit and the colour kit this month for Christmas, and the spun sugar texture paste is lovely. So there's the cut file I've used. I cut it out of the cardstock that came with it. And what I've decided, looking at the sketch, I'm going to put the cut file at the top, but I'm going to do my mixed media first because it'll take a bit of time to dry. I'm using basil marshmallow, so it takes mixed media really well without having to add gesso to it. This holly stencil, I think I bought that when I went to the craft show at the NEC. It's difficult to tell on the video, but the paste has a lovely sheen to it, so everything shows up really well then. It's really important to clean your stencil quite quickly and your paste applicator, because once it sticks on there, it's really difficult to get off. So here I am. It should be dunked in warm water. Mine's had a wipe over with a baby wipe. I'm looking forward to having a sink in my new craft room. So here we are now. I'm going to add some of the shimmers then to the mixed media section. Although I give it a bit of a blast with my heat gun, it does take a bit of time to dry, and a few times through the video you'll see me accidentally putting my fingers on it and it's still a bit sticky. I'm just too impatient, to be honest. I should have left it for a bit and walked away. So here I am now. I'm choosing which photos I'm going to use. The green, like the peppermint green, is lovely, and the nice thing was my brother-in-law and sister-in-law must have had a box of tissues that matched the paper beautifully on the table. And you can see Sarah is wearing pink and red in the photo, so they are the colours I'm going to try and pick up. As you can see, the papers are absolutely beautiful this month. That's the one that's really caught my eye. I wanted to use it the last time, but it didn't quite fit the photo I had. So I'm just going to cut a few strips now with my trusty rotary cutter that I had from Staples many years ago. I think it stays much sharper than any other trimmer I've ever bought. It's just a little bit noisy, it's a bit squeaky at the moment. I've sped this video up by 2, only because otherwise it would have been a very long video and you would have probably got a bit fed up of hearing me by the end of it. However, I meant to video it on mute and I didn't, so when I was then putting it fast forward to try to do a voiceover, it sounded like I had the chipmunks in the background. I'm just distressing now the edge of the paper. My Tim Holtz distressing tool has a habit of hiding from me in my craft room, hence me using my scissors, which were very sharp, and I'm not that safe with the scissors. I'm a lefty, but use my scissors usually in my right hand, and I never look safe with scissors or a knife. So there we are. So I've got the 4 little strips there that I'm going to add together then. I love that, the red check. So there's the 2 of the peppermint sort of colour and 2 red colours then. As you can see, I've created a bit of dust then on my table with all the distressing. So I'll need to wipe that off before we continue. So I'm going to look through the ephemera now. It was a lovely selection of colours. So I'm going to go through the 2 packs. I was thinking of using the snowflake design for the bottom strip. If I know I showed the sketch quite quickly, if you can see it up in the left hand corner, there's 4 strips of whatever you want them to be really. So I'm going to do the cut file at the top, the paper then, the second one, and then although I've written alongside the sketch that is embellishments next, I've swapped that around and I'm going to do the mixed media next and the small embellishments then at the bottom. So I'm trying to find the ones then that are the closest in colour that I want. So I've chosen the pink, the red and the peppermint snowflakes. In the end, I don't end up using our little reindeer. They're so cute, I'll have to use them at some point. As you can see, because I had the main kit and the embellishment kit, there were loads of lovely designs. I love doing Christmas layouts, but as I said before in my December daily, I often forget to take photos on Christmas Day. So it was so nice that my sister-in-law sent me this one of our niece who lives in America. So we sent a little bit of Welsh culture off to America for her. As you can see, I'm trying it to see if it's dry, and it's still a bit sticky because it sticks to my fingers. But here I am now. I'm going to add, it's meant to be one of the shimmers. And I think I then chose Good Old Summertime, which I think was last month's kit, and Red Necking. The sparkle on these are absolutely beautiful. So I'm just doing, just adding them by flicking it on with a paintbrush. I usually flick it all over me as well, so I did quite well this time to just get it on the paper. So here it all goes. I think you can just about pick up the shimmer there on the paste that went down first. I love these little shimmery pots. They're very similar to the H2Os, but I never had the same effect as I can get with these. So as I say, because I used the basil marshmallow, I didn't need to prepare the paper for the mixed media. I've learned so much from watching lots of the Hip Kit design team doing different techniques. I used to be a very clean, straight line sort of scrapbooker, but I am sort of venturing out now and trying new mixed media techniques. So again, this is a very old bottle of gold paint. My heart breaks for the fact that I haven't got any Heidi Swap gold colour shine. But this was, I think it was Making Memories from years ago. Just a gold, so I just added a bit of water to it then and splushed it about. So here I am now adding the strips of paper on with my trusty ATG gun. I'm also doing it this way. When you think, I've used very little of the paper, so I've got lots of the kit left then to do lots more layouts. There we are, just position them all down as I want them. The cut files, the free subscriber cut files, are absolutely gorgeous. This one was designed by Kim Watson and is called Warm Wishes. I think that was on the first day of the free cut files. I used a very fine tip glue applicator to stick it on. So now I'm going to add the embellishments at the bottom. I've decided to raise these up a bit on foam pads. So I'm just checking. What I'm going to do is just tuck the photo underneath the two big baubles. You can see my indecisiveness about how I'm going to stick things down. So as I say, I use the foam pads on the snowflakes. But for the cut file, because it is quite intricate, you will need like a glue pen or a fine tip glue applicator. You might just be better at using glue than I am, but I tend to get it everywhere. I tend to use it like the children do in my nursery class. I'm just sort of trying to even them out down there. It's been so nice this week getting into making YouTube videos. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I do. I'm getting used to hearing my own voice as well back on the playbacks. Just takes ages taking those little backing things off the foam pads, as you can see. So now they are all in position. I'm now going to back the photo. Oh, no, sorry. First I stick down the cut file. I think my arms must be getting too short for my eyes, because trying to get the lid back on this glue has got a little pin that sticks in the applicator then to make sure it doesn't get bunged up. And it seems to get more and more difficult each day, so I'm just assuming that my arms are getting much shorter because I can't seem to see it very well. It can't possibly be that I need to use my glasses more often. So there we go. I'm just going to stick that now. And then I'm going to add some more glue just behind the smaller embellishments that are dangling down. It's taken me ages now to put that lid back on that glue, and in a second I'll realise that I haven't stuck the rest of it down. So I'm going to back Seren's photo on that lovely bright red one. I love all the characters on this paper. Here comes my very trusty but very squeaky rotary cutter again. Obviously, because of the fact that the snowflakes at the bottom are raised, I've got to raise the photo up. Obviously, it would be so much easier if I had that 401-pound roll of foam tape by 3M, but sadly I'll just have to use the little squares. I was telling my husband, and I'm sure he said he would kindly buy me that roll. He's so generous. I think his words were, what else does it do? So I love those little stockings. So I just wanted to sort of have a little bit of interest sticking out from the side of the photo. The chipboard frame is so lovely, but I've decided to cut it in half. And then I can keep the other half for another project. As I say, the exclusive materials in the kit this month were absolutely delightful. It was lovely to receive it. Then again, receiving every Hip Kit Club is a bit like Christmas. Chipboard and double-sided tape doesn't stick at all well to mixed media things. So here I am with a little glue again, just to put a little bit more extra stickiness to that chipboard piece. So as you can see now, I'm just positioning the photo just underneath the two big baubles. I wanted it to run from the one side to the other. I could have, obviously you can resize it on the silhouette. It cut it out really well. Considering it's such an intricate file, especially on the baubles, the silhouette has dealt with it really well. It took me ages to work out how to download the subscriber free cut files, so luckily enough my husband came to the rescue again. He'll be expecting commission the way he's going. So here I am again trying to peel off those little tiny foam squares. I definitely need to grow my nails, if not just for this. I love the peppermint green. I think that a very bright Christmas green is often too bright for the photos that are taken. I love these sort of more non-traditional colours. So I've decided to call my layout Holly Jolly. I love this little banner piece. And then I'm just going to add some of the smaller ephemera pieces across the layout. I'm going to add my journaling after the video has ended, but there will be some photos showing where I've positioned it and some more close-up photos of the layout. I'd love to learn how to do the lovely brush lettering and calligraphy, but being a lefty I really struggle to get the shape of the letters correct. So perhaps that'll be a challenge to myself this year. I usually end up with a very black hand from where I'm running over the ink. It takes me back to being in school, to be honest. So here I am, still with those little tiny foam dots. And I think we're coming up to the end now. I've just added two little leaves in. That's a very blurry shot of the layout. This is where I remember now that I need to stick down those little baubles. So again, I've got the delightful job of trying to get the lid back on that glue. They're a great idea, but they don't make them very easy to close up. This one I'm using there is from Stampin' Up. And as I say, it sticks so well. And because it's such a fine applicator, you can use it on such intricate things. Here I go, try and, oh, have I done it? Oh, that was quite quick actually.